What's up, ladies and gents? This is IDAHODUB with another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay. Playing some hardcore kill confirmed. Man, I got some friends. Here's why I'm playing it. Because I got some friends. One of them's in this game with me. His name's the Tiniest Simone. He's like one of my best friends. He likes hardcore. And so do a couple other people we play with. And so we always play hardcore. Well, not always, but sometimes we play hardcore. And they don't do well. Like, they don't kill it. I'm like, first of all, like, why are you playing hardcore if you're not a hardcore player? Like, if you're not killing it, why do you want to play hardcore? Like, I get frustrated if I play hardcore and I'm doing bad. I get frustrated if I'm doing bad anyways. Look at this punk. Are you kidding me? He got me? What a punk camper. But it's just funny when people are like, let's play hardcore, man. Core is for losers, dude. Come on, let's play some hardcore. And then I'm like, you just went 4-24. Why are we playing hardcore? Sorry, Tiniest Simone, if you're watching this. My bad, dude. I didn't want to blast you. But happy Saturday. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I just ran a subscriber session earlier today, and we tore it up, man. We tore it up today. It was good times. Had a full team in there. Make sure you check the Facebook or the Twitter for when I'm doing subscriber sessions. Unfortunately, it's only Xbox 360. Sorry, Boston official. I know you want me to get a PS3. So, yeah, it was a good time, man. The session was good today. We had a good time. What I want to talk about, what I want to talk about, man, I get slurring my words too much. You guys probably think I'm like drunk all the time when I do this because I slur so much. Nah, I just talk so fast. Sometimes my words form together and make words that make no sense. But what I want to talk about is something that came to my attention this last week. I was watching in the United States when the president, once a year the president addresses us, sometimes more than once a year if we're like killing bin Laden or something, but he addresses us once a year. It's called the State of the Union. Happens in January every year. And he talks about what's going on, you know, with the government, where we need to go, stuff like that. He addresses us, talks about whatever issues we need to talk about. And it's an election year, so this is kind of an important one. And I was watching it, Obama comes in, and they're like showing the crowd. Now, I know a lot of the crowds, like people, like Congress members, and I'm sure a lot of people that are in the crowd are people who donate a lot of money to campaigns. But I started noticing, I was like, man, there are a lot of old people. Now, nothing against old people. I love me some old people. I'm going to see my grandparents tomorrow. They're old. They're real old. I love old people. They're fun. They're cool. But I started thinking, I was like, man, there's a lot of old people in there. And a lot of those old people are running the country I live in. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't necessarily think that having a ton of people that are like 60 to 75 years old is a good thing when it comes to running our country. Because they don't always relate to us. Like, when I talk to my grandparents who are in their 80s now, they don't really relate to me, you know, on certain levels. They're kind of stuck in their ways, and that's how a lot of these politicians are. And I kind of have an issue with that. I started thinking, I was like, man, we have a lot of old people in there. And so I was looking, I started thinking, I was like, why are there not younger people? Now, there's a minimum age that you have to be to run for office. You have to be 35 to run for president of the United States. And you have to be 25 to run for Senate or governor, I can't remember, and then 30 for Senate or governor, one of those two. So basically 25 is like the earliest you can run for office. I don't know like what mayors and stuff like that are, but as far as state and federal government, you have to be at least 25 to run for a certain part of office. So anyways, I started thinking, I was like, why is there not a maximum age you can run? Like, at some point, you get too old to do crap. And like John McCain, don't get me wrong, I like me some John McCain, but he's a little old, you know, and his health's bad, and it's like, you hear these politicians say the same stuff like all the time. Like Republicans are like, well, back when I was on the Reagan campaign, I'm like, dude, if you were on a campaign in the 80s and you were old then, you're too old now to be doing stuff. And they always talk about like reverting back to Reaganomics or, you know, some former government that we had. Well, it's the same government, but, you know, going back to one of their predecessors type of government and running it that way. And I'm like, it doesn't really, you know, make sense to me. I think we should maybe try to change, because clearly we've done something wrong over the last couple decades to put our economy in the crappy state that it's in. But I don't know. I think maybe there should be like a balance, like a checks and balance for the the ages of the people running our country. Man, I am discriminating against old people right now, it sounds like. Not at all. But I think that we should get some younger faces in there. And I think it would be good for like for the Republicans, for instance, as far as like running and trying to win office, like win the presidency, I think it would be good to get some younger people in there. Like, so Obama's a young guy and he speaks really well, and people are like drawn to that, you know. And the Democrats did it with JFK when he ran. He was young and people were drawn to him. He spoke well. He's a good-looking dude, and he was so sexy, man. But you know, the Republicans just don't get it. It seems like, because after the State of the Union, they had their own mini State of the Union, and they had Senator or Governor, I'm not sure which one he is, Mitchell from Indiana speak. Now, it was an okay speech. It was fine, but the dude kind of looks like Mr. Rogers. You know, I kept expecting him to put a sweater vest on and be like, "It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, Republicans." But I'm like, I started thinking, I was like, you know what? They're not going to win this go around. The Republicans can't win if they got these old people in there. Like, they have Mitt Romney, but that guy kind of bugs me. And I think he's a douche, actually. So I definitely hope he does not win. But he's younger, I guess, probably like 50s maybe. I feel like if I ran for president, let's just say hypothetically I won the presidency. It'd have to be 10 years from now because I'm only 25. Let's say I win the presidency. I would definitely surround myself. I'd probably have some old people in there, like some old people I trusted. But I would surround myself with younger people, young, bright people. And that's not because I think old people are dumb. I just think that younger people can relate more. Like, you know, we can relate more to the issues. We don't have these agendas, like these hidden agendas and stuff that happened like 20 years ago. We're not like, we need to get back to that. You know, we weren't alive 20 years ago. Actually, well, I was. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't live in that era. We don't know how good it was in their minds. And so we're not trying to get back to some former state we were in. You know, we're all about changing, progressing. Look at that, punk. That's a bad tactical insert, dude. So we're all about changing, moving forward. And that's what I would do. So if I was president, I was getting ready to address the union. First of all, I'd have a freaking dope suit on. But when you saw me walking down that aisle, you would see my friends in there and like younger people. You know, I don't know. I just have like a real issue when I see all these old dudes in there always bickering. Well, in like Senate, you know, when they're arguing, when they work like 20 days a year or something anyways, when they do all come together and vote on bills and stuff, they just argue and bicker, and they have all these hidden agendas. And I just imagine all of them. I could take all of them out of Congress, and I could see them all sitting in the boardroom of Enron and just trying to screw people over and cooking the books and just being shady people. I just don't trust like anybody that's running our government, really, you know. And it's because, I don't know, it's because they're old, but I don't know. It just seems like I don't trust any of them. You hear all these stories, they just bicker all the time. And I feel like if we just had some younger people in there who can come together and work together and work together, we could change some stuff. And I think that's why there should be a maximum age that you can run for office. Maybe like 60, 65. Would that work? That's pushing it. But I think the 25 to like 60 that's a good range, you know. And then you're having like new generations in there all the time, not people who've been in office for like a couple generations. It's like, it's ridiculous. That's my 2 cents. I know I just rambled there, man. I definitely don't think I should be president ever, though. I'd probably even do worse things to this country than's already happening to it. But that's my 2 cents. I'd love to know what you guys think. I know a lot of you that watch aren't from the U.S., so I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Maybe you guys' government's awesome and we should switch to the way you guys do things. But that's going to do it for me. Ooh, look at that kill confirmed. 46 and 12. But thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Drop to the floor, drop to the floor.